Here's my little friend Betsy, working in the garden, pollinating the flowers for my cucumbers. Oh, she's such a hard worker. She's gonna fly away now to another flower. There she is. Oh, she's so sweet. And such a hard worker. She seems all alone. I don't see any of her friends. I don't know why there's so few bees. All these flowers, all this work to do. And there she is, by herself. Thank you, Betsy, for working so hard. We love the cucumbers you helped grow. You don't look like a bee so much. Is that a bee? I don't know. Doesn't look like a bumblebee anyhow. So long, Betsy. Sunday morning, July 20th, 2008. I'm out in the garden inspecting my plants. There's lots of tomatoes on this one plant here. And I have 6 of them in this row, 6 plants. But we're waiting for a red tomato. Down here in the basket of the squash and Japanese cucumbers I picked this morning. They look nice. Here's a nice green pepper, but I don't want to pick it. I want to wait for it to get red. I planted this row of beans in June, I think around the 20th, just before we went on our cruise. So that's about 3 weeks ago, 3.5, 4 weeks ago. They're coming along. There were peas in this row, but once the heat comes along, then the peas don't grow any longer and they dry out. So I pulled the peas and planted the beans. At the end of each row, I plant marigolds for 2 reasons. One, to attract good insects, and the other to deter bad insects. In this row I have cukes, the little ones for pickling. Let me see if I can find one on the vine. I'll show you. There's one down in there. See it? That's right. Let me see if there's any more in here today. The end of the flower. Do I have the camera on it? Right? Yeah. Cukes like to hide. You have to move the leaves. Try to find them. If I can find any more this morning. Coco sends me seeds from Japan when she visits her home. She sent me these Japanese cucumber seeds. And that's a long Japanese cucumber here growing, which I'm going to pick in a minute. You want to pick them before they get too large so they won't be bitter. They should have a cross section no bigger than a nickel. My little patch of beets. I love beets and they're so good for you. Barbara made some borscht last week. It was delicious. Here's a couple of pickling cukes hanging down from my cucumber plant, which I ought to pick today. Yeah, good idea. Let me see. Take these in and refrigerate them. When I get enough of them, I'll pickle a jar. Here's a really nice bell pepper, but I'm trying not to pick it because I want it to get red ripe before I eat it. I like red peppers. This is romaine lettuce. It's getting hot now and the lettuce won't survive too much longer. I should pick this today and refrigerate it. You only have a short season for lettuce. It has to be cool weather.